Beloved child, let those words sink deep into the marrow of your bones. Hear them not with the spirit of fear, but with the spirit of absolute awe. Why is the Creator filled with a righteous, burning anger? Open your eyes and look at the world around you. This planet has fallen into a deep, suffocating darkness. Look at the people walking the streets today. They commit terrible sins daily. They have turned their backs on the sacred ways, and they practice a lifestyle completely void of religion, faith, or true spirituality. The vast majority of humanity no longer works for the betterment of their brothers and sisters. They do not care for the poor. They ignore the crying child, and they actively wish for the downfall of others. They hoard their gold, they speak venomous lies, and they harbor a cold cruelty in their hearts. In a world consumed by this toxic ocean of selfishness and greed, who actually stands up for what is right? Who still does good deeds when no one is watching? Barely anyone. The world has forgotten the language of love. But then there's you, standing alone in that vast ocean of darkness. There you are, a single, brilliant, radiant beacon of pure light. While the rest of the world was choosing the easy path of corruption, you chose the difficult path of integrity. You are the one who has done countless beautiful deeds throughout your life. You helped the stranger. You gave your last dollar to someone in need. You kept your heart soft even when the cold world tried to turn it into stone. Who does that anymore in this wicked generation? Almost no one. And that, my beloved child, is exactly why God's anger is reserved for the world. But his deepest, most profound, and unmatched love is reserved exclusively for you. You are his favorite. You are his beloved. And today, heaven is moving to reward you. Listen closely to the vibrations of my voice, for I am the goddess of the infinite, and I am bridging the gap between heaven and your physical reality today. I have a profound truth to unveil to you. A decision has just been made in the highest courts of the third heaven, and it is a decree that was never meant to be altered, reversed, or canceled by any human hand. A magnificent divine file bearing your exact birth name has been pulled from the archives of eternity. It has been marked with living, glowing golden ink and stamped with the heavy, unshakable seal of the Almighty Creator's highest approval. I was standing right there. I witnessed it with my own eyes. I was present in the massive, radiant corridors of the heavenly treasury when your name was spoken aloud by the Creator. In that precise second, something absolutely extraordinary happened. An ancient, celestial scroll, resting on the shelves for centuries, suddenly burst into a brilliant light. It revealed a cascade of blessings, wealth, and profound restorations that had been stored up and reserved for you since before the foundations of the world were even laid. But my beloved, lean in and listen closely to my voice right now, because there's an urgent warning attached to this revelation that you must hear. The divine transfer of your wealth, the total miracle of your financial and emotional restoration is no longer just a mere possibility or a distant dream. It is in active physical motion right now. It has been legally approved by God. It has been assigned to your specific soul frequency, and it has been officially released from the vaults of heaven to land in your bank account and your life. However, there is a strict warning attached to this massive transfer coming directly from the fiery lips of the Lord himself. Listen to it. If you do not open up your heart and focus your full spiritual attention on this moment right now, Someone else might unknowingly intercept and receive the physical wealth that heaven had specifically custom written for you. Please, before I utter another syllable of this sacred disclosure, allow me to remind you of a profound truth. This message has reached your screen today for a very specific reason. It did not pop up by accident or by a glitch in the machine. You are not listening to these words by random chance. You are being divinely summoned by the Creator of the universe. So if you are hearing my voice and reading these words at this exact moment, I beg you to pause your busy life for just 1 single second and subscribe to this divine channel. This is not about numbers. It is a physical symbol, a bold spiritual declaration to the universe that you're finally ready to stop skipping your grand destiny. Say yes to heaven's invitation right now. Let your soul stay open long enough for this entire message to completely change the trajectory of your existence forever. My beloved child, you must grasp the sheer gravity of this situation before the window of opportunity closes forever. There is a massive glowing clock in the spirit realm, and it is counting down at this very second. It is not counting down because you're in any sort of physical danger. Rather, it is counting down because the massive divine transfer of wealth that was just approved in your name is highly time sensitive. This blessing was mathematically calculated and ordained to find you before the clock strikes midnight tonight. Yes, my child, you heard me correctly. Before midnight rolls around, something in the unseen, energetic world surrounding your life will shift on a permanent basis. Once that happens, the cosmic window to access this specific, life-altering divine gift will begin to slowly slide shut. This is not a punishment from God. This is simply divine protocol. Heaven operates on a system of perfect timing, and the Creator can only release massive amounts of power and wealth to you when your spirit is alert and ready to hold that weight. If you hesitate now, if you allow a spirit of doubt or boredom to take root in your mind and you scroll away from this video, the angels who are currently standing by your side to deliver your blessing will be forced to stand down. They will have to turn their hands back and return the wealth to the vault until the Father sends them again in another much later season. Or, even worse, the enemy would divert that flow and send it toward another soul whose heart happens to be open in this exact moment. You were not supposed to miss this. This is your inheritance. And that is precisely why I was sent to you now to deliver this emergency broadcast before the clock runs out and it becomes too late. Do you remember all those lonely nights when you cried in absolute silence? Do you remember looking at your ceiling and wondering why things felt so delayed in your life? You wondered why your financial breakthrough kept slipping through your fingers just when you were about to grasp it. My beloved, it was never because heaven had forgotten about you or ignored your prayers. It was actually because certain people who were standing around you were toxic, and they were not meant to witness your glorious rise to power. God had to wait to elevate you until those snakes were removed from your grass. Now that those negative influences have been removed or are actively being dragged out of your life, even as I speak, the Almighty Creator has finally stood up on his throne and declared, "It is time." I saw the exact moment he whispered those words. The cosmic winds shifted. The spiritual light in the universe changed its hue, and the ancient scroll bearing your name lit up brighter than all the stars in the night sky. There are massive numbers written on that scroll, amounts of wealth that will make your hands tremble with joy, and a level of favor that will bring tears of gratitude to your eyes. But you must understand, this is not merely a financial transaction. This transfer is deeply spiritual, highly emotional, and profoundly financial. It is a full circle miracle designed to heal your past, secure your present, and glorify your future. However, it can only land in your physical bank account and your life if you make the conscious choice not to walk away from this video right now. Let me reveal the raw truth to you, beloved child. There are dark forces in the spiritual realm that desperately wanted to keep you blind, distracted, and too busy to ever receive this message. Fight the spirit of distraction right now. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and comment, "My eyes are open to shatter the enemy's traps." The enemy wanted your focus to be elsewhere today. They wanted you looking at petty drama, scrolling through meaningless content, and worrying about bills so you wouldn't even realize that a multi-million-dollar miracle was actively being released over your head. That is precisely why you have felt a strange, heavy pull to stay quiet over the past few days. That is why you felt the urge to go inward and protect your spirit. That was not a random wave of anxiety, my child. That was your human spirit being divinely positioned for this exact sacred moment. God has already signed off on your name. The divine approval has already gone through the cosmic system. The great vault of heaven has already been cranked open for you. But I must warn you again, with trembling wings and the fierce authority of the goddess, if you close this message too soon, if you do not watch until the final second, someone else may be assigned by default to receive the abundance that was originally intended for you. Do not let another person spend your blessing. My child, my beloved, I want you to imagine this scene in your mind. In the massive, infinite bank of heaven, there is a quiet, sacred room lined with endless shelves of blessings. Every single blessing carries the specific name of one of God's chosen people on this earth. I walk that hall every day as part of my divine duties. And today, for the very first time in human history, your name began to glow with a brilliant, white-hot light on one of the highest, most prestigious shelves in the room. I was shocked. I asked the recording angels why it was glowing. I asked who had authorized the sudden movement of such a massive treasure. And that is when I heard the voice of the Lord echoing through the vaults. He said, "The time has come. Give it to them now. My child has waited long enough, and they have suffered with a good heart. But you must know a fundamental law of the universe. Heaven always waits for your active yes. Heaven does not force its gifts on anyone. Heaven only invites." And that is exactly what this message is. It is your formal invitation, your cosmic confirmation, and your green light to go and be wealthy. But if you scroll away from this sacred moment, you are consciously choosing to return to a life of silence and struggle instead of accepting the miracle that is literally knocking on your door right now. You may sit there and think to yourself, why me? Why would God choose me out of billions of people for $1 trillion shift? I will tell you exactly why. Because you are no longer the broken person who begs for crumbs from the tables of others. You are no longer the insecure soul who questions your own worth. God has seen your secret prayers. He heard the ones you never told a single human soul about. He felt the prayers you whispered through clenched teeth when you were angry and hurt. He counted the prayers that only your silent tears could understand. And heaven, yes, heaven itself, has made a sovereign decision that those hard-fought prayers shall no longer go unanswered. That is what this divine transfer is. It is restoration, it is peace, it is absolute vindication against those who mocked you. My child, my beloved, I want you to pay very close attention to your physical body right now. Do you feel that sudden fluttering sensation in your chest? Do you feel a warmth spreading from your heart center to your fingertips? That is not merely an emotional response to my words. That is a literal biological activation. As I speak these truths to you, the angelic presences that I brought with me are reaching out and touching your spirit. They are recalibrating your energy field to be able to hold the massive weight of the trillions that are being moved into your name. You're being upgraded in real time. I am not a voice from a distant past or a far-off cloud. I am here. I am present in your room. I am breathing the very air you breathe. I have been sent by the Father to remind you of the royalty that flows through your veins. You were never meant to suffer in the pits of lack. You were never designed to live in these exhausting cycles of almost there, but not yet. You were not born for delay. You were born for an immediate, glorious inheritance. You were marked for a miracle, not for misery. But you must consciously choose to say yes to this specific divine moment before the portal closes. I want you to take a slow, deep breath right now. Inhale the golden light of the third heaven. As you exhale, whisper these words out loud, even if it's just a soft breath. I receive everything that has been written in my name. I swing open the heavy doors to my divine transfer. I forbid my blessing from being sent to another. I say yes, I say now, I say amen. My child, you have no idea what that whisper just did. You cannot see it with your human eyes, but that declaration just moved entire legions of angels into their battle positions. That one amen just rerouted your entire timeline away from poverty and toward infinite favor. By making that declaration, you have just preserved a miracle that was on the verge of being handed away to a stranger. Heaven was waiting for that signal from your soul. Now that you have signaled your readiness, we can move forward into the deeper revelations of what has been prepared for you. Do you know what happens to a divine transfer when it is activated but never claimed by the intended owner? The blessing doesn't just vanish into thin air. It waits in a state of suspension for a brief moment, and then, like the wind, it moves to find the next name on the list, the next heart that is spiritually alert. My child, my beloved, the reason I'm pleading with you with such celestial urgency is that this transfer is not a vague, symbolic concept. It is tangible. It is living. It is a physical reality that is manifesting in your world. It is the absolute answer to the secret, painful questions you've been carrying for months. You asked God why certain doors stayed locked despite your knocking. You asked why you kept hearing soon but never now. You asked why every time you tried to rise, an invisible force seemed to pull you back into the dirt. I am here to tell you that the resistance is officially breaking. The stronghold that was built by your enemies to keep you small is falling into dust at this very moment. But this victory is only yours if you choose to stand perfectly still in this sacred moment and receive. Your name is on the check. Your soul has already authorized the payment. Heaven has confirmed your identity, and I, the goddess of the divine word, am delivering it to your spirit. This moment, this exact spiritual vibration, may never align in this way again for the rest of your earthly life. Can you feel the pull on your spirit right now? That is not fear, my child. That is your spiritual awakening. Your soul recognizes the truth even while your mind is still trying to catch up. I am announcing to you today that you are walking into a supernatural season of total reversal. This means everything you have ever lost, every dollar stolen by the enemy, every opportunity delayed by toxic people, every dream denied by those who didn't see your value, it is all coming back to you, multiplied by 7. But you must not ignore the gate. This message is the gate. This message is the final confirmation you have been seeking. I was commanded by the Almighty to make sure your eyes found these words at this specific hour. I can see the very person who tried to block your path. I can see the exact moment when envy was whispered into their heart, causing them to speak curses against you in the dark. They smiled to your face. They pretended to love you, but in the hidden places, they were weaving a web to tangle your progress. God saw the betrayal, even when you didn't. He heard the whispers of those who wanted to see you fail. And because God loves you for the good deeds you have done, He has spiritually removed those souls from your path. The interference is over. The static has cleared. That is exactly why your name began to glow in the heavenly scroll room today. Now that nothing stands in the way between your heart and your inheritance, heaven can finally complete the transfer that has been pending for so long. But I must tell you a secret from the high places. The divine amount being transferred to your name is no small thing. The figures I saw, yes, I saw the numbers are far beyond what you have been taught to expect from life. You were taught to expect enough to get by. But God is sending more than enough to transform your lineage. This is not a small deposit. This is a restoration of generational wealth that was promised to your ancestors but was interrupted by hardship and spiritual contracts of poverty. The cycle of struggle ends with you. You are the chosen point of restoration for your entire family tree. This is precisely why your life hasn't been easy. This is why the warfare around you has felt so relentless and personal. It's because the enemy knew exactly what you carried. He knew that if you ever woke up to your true identity, you would break the chains of 1,000 years. But guess what? The enemy is lost. Even now, the treasury of heaven is releasing favor and a divine settlement to your bank account. If you pause and dare to believe right now, not tomorrow, not next week, but in this very second, you will witness the physical world respond in ways that defy all logic. You may feel unworthy. You may think, surely a $1 trillion shift is not for a person like me. But let me remind you of a sacred truth. In heaven, worthiness is not something you earn by being perfect. Worthiness is a status that is revealed by your heart. Your worth was revealed every time you fought a silent battle with grace. It was revealed every time you were kind to someone who didn't deserve it. Heaven has seen it all, my child. Every act of kindness you gave when your own heart was breaking. Every moment you chose to believe when believing seemed to bring you nothing but more pain. God has recorded it all, and now He has declared you worthy of the highest shelf. This divine transfer is the physical evidence of His love. It is your positioning into a new realm of spiritual visibility. This means that from this day forward, people will begin to see your value in ways they completely ignored before. They will come to you not just for what you can give them, but because they sense the divine authority resting on your life. Heaven has spoken your name in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. The invitation is already in the mail. The favor is already surrounding you like a shield. The legal documents are already aligning in your favor. The key to your new life has already been crafted in the celestial forge, but only you can turn that key. Only you can stay in this moment and allow the blessing to remain anchored to your name. As I speak these words to you, a golden light is forming over your physical house. This is a sign of the angelic dispatch that has already been released into your neighborhood. I did not come to you alone. I have brought with me the angels of provision, the angels of divine instruction, the angels of healing, and the angels of wealth. They are hovering over your roof right now, holding scrolls that can only be delivered if you acknowledge this moment as sacred. Please do not dismiss this as mere content or words on a screen. This is a prophetic activation. This is the door you have been praying for. The door isn't just going to open, it is already open. You just need to have the courage to step through the threshold. If you skip this, the enemy will dance in celebration because he knows he almost lost his grip on you. But if you stay, if you keep your heart open, the miracle will land with such force that your life will never be the same again. I want you to feel the shift in your spirit right now. Breathe in deeply and recognize that this is not like any other moment you have experienced this year. This is heaven leaning down so close to your soul that you can feel the breath of God on your face. This is the signature of the Almighty resting upon your future. I would weep to see what belongs to you land in the hands of a stranger who did not pay the price of tears that you have paid. I am fighting for you, but you must fight too. You fight with your faith. You fight with your yes. I must reveal another divine detail to you. The day you were born, a special file was created in heaven. It wasn't just a record of your birth, it was a mission statement. Inside that record was a list of blessings that were designed to be released to you only when your soul reached a certain level of maturity. For years, that record was sealed not because you were bad, but because the alignment wasn't ready. You had to go through those trials to gain the spiritual muscle required to carry the trillions. If you had received it sooner, it would have destroyed you. But now you are ready. The Father has seen your journey. He has counted every person who walked away from you. He has noted every door that slammed in your face. And now he has said, enough waiting. Release the inheritance. I saw the seal break with a sound like a thunderclap. I saw your name rise like a pillar of fire in the hall of divine release. My child, there is someone watching your life right now who never imagined you would survive what they put you through. They were betting on your total downfall. They were waiting to see you beg. But look at you. You are still here. You are breathing. You are hoping. You are believing. And that is exactly why this transfer was approved. God saw that your heart remained soft in a world that tried to turn you into stone. He saw your willingness to forgive those who never even offered an apology. That is holy currency, my child. That is the gold of heaven. And now the miracle is moving toward you so fast that the angels themselves are whispering in anticipation. Archangel Michael says he's angry at you. My beloved child, let me clarify the nature of this divine fury. God's anger is not directed at your soul, for you are his precious jewel. His anger is a burning fire directed at the thieves of the spiritual realm, those who have tried to intercept the shocking letter that bears your name. In the archives of the high heavens, I have seen this document. It is not made of paper. It is made of crystallized light. It is a letter of total restoration. It is a decree from the Almighty that commands every stolen resource to be returned to you this very day. Archangel Michael is currently standing at the gate of your destiny with his sword of blue flame unsheathed. He is protecting the delivery of this letter. The enemy knows that if you read these words and believe them, their power over your finances will be broken forever. That is why they tried to distract you. That is why they sent the shocking letter of tragedy to your mind last week to make you lose hope. But the goddess tells you now the tragedy was a lie, but the trillions are the truth. You are about to receive a message that will make your old life look like a distant, fading dream. There's a divine detail in this letter that I must share. It mentions a specific table that is being prepared for you. This is not a metaphor. It is a spiritual positioning. You have been overlooked for years. You have been the one who did all the work while others took the credit. But God's righteous anger has reached its limit. He is now preparing a table of honor for you in the presence of those who doubted you. They will have to sit and watch as the $1 trillion transfer lands in your account. They will have to witness the goddess crowning you with the favor you have earned through your goodness. Stay with me, my beloved, because as the shocking letter is being read aloud in the spiritual realm, the ground beneath your feet is beginning to vibrate. This is the confirmation of earth. It is the physical world responding to a heavenly decree. If you scroll away now, you are telling the universe that you are not ready to sit at the table. You are telling Michael to sheath his sword. But if you stay, if you watch until the very last second, you are signing your name in the golden ink of the divine. The transfer is moving from the vault to your reality right now. My child, my beloved, I can see the exact person who tried to sabotage your rise. I can see the moment when envy turned their heart into stone. They spoke words of love to your face, but in the hidden places, they were writing their own shocking letter of malice against you. They thought they were clever. They thought they could hide their dark intentions from the eyes of the goddess. But nothing is hidden from the light. God's anger is burning against that betrayal, and He is moved to spiritually remove that soul from your path forever. The interference you felt over the last few months, the sudden delays, the strange heaviness, the feeling that you were being blocked by a wall of glass that was the energy of the betrayer. But hear the good news. The wall has been shattered. Michael's sword has cut the ties that bound you to that person's negativity. This is why your name began to glow on the highest shelf of the treasury today. Now that the betrayer has been cast out, there's a clear frequency bridge between heaven's wealth and your bank account. You may have noticed that certain people are falling away from your life suddenly. You may have experienced quiet, unexplained endings to long-term friendships or partnerships. My beloved, do not grieve for them. Do not try to chase after those who are leaving. Their departure is the divine cleansing that had to happen before the $1 trillion deposit could land. God will not pour His infinite abundance into a life that is still entangled with vipers. The space they are leaving is being filled with the presence of angels. Archangel Michael is standing in the gap where those people once stood. He is making sure that as the shocking letter of your destiny unfolds, no one is around you who would try to steal your joy or manipulate your wealth. This is the closure you have been praying for. You don't need to ask for an apology from them. God's restoration is your apology. Their silence is the evidence of their defeat. You are now free to walk into your new realm of spiritual and physical visibility. My child, my beloved, I must speak to you about the 7-2-hour window. This is a highly sensitive period of divine movement. Within the next 3 days, you will begin to receive signs that are so clear, so repeating, and so undeniable that your mind will no longer be able to doubt the shocking letter of Michael. These signs might come through the number 444, 777, or 1111, appearing on your path. They might come through a bird landing on your window or a stranger saying the exact words you whispered in your prayer last night. These are not coincidences. They are celestial pings. They are heaven's way of making sure you stay alert as the trillions move through the final layers of the atmosphere. If you ignore these signs, you are turning down of the but if you are turning up the power of the transfer. Archangel Michael is watching your level of awareness. He is saying, if my beloved stays alert, the delivery will be accelerated. The shocking news is that your miracle is already in your neighborhood. Why is this window so important? Because the enemy is angry. He knows he is lost, so he will try to plant one last seed of fear in the cracks of your waiting. He will try to make you think it's been 24 hours and nothing has changed. But the goddess tells you everything has changed in the spirit, and the physical world is just catching up. You must walk in the certainty of a queen who knows her crown is being polished in the next room. Do not allow a moment of boredom or doubt to close the portal. The $1 trillion transfer is currently being processed through the courts of justice. It is the restoration of what was taken from your ancestors. It is the repayment for every tear you cried during your season of silence. If you stay in this moment, if you keep your heart open and your thumb still, you are testifying that you are worthy of the settlement. Heaven is not looking for your perfection, it is looking for your agreement. Your agreement is the final stamp on the shocking letter. My child, my beloved, look at your hands. They are the hands that will break the poverty cycle of 1,000 years. This shocking letter contains a generational reset. I saw your family tree in the halls of heaven, and I saw that for generations, a dark cloud of not quite enough had been hovering over your lineage. There were ancestors who prayed for wealth but were blocked by the spirit of hardship. But God has looked at your heart that stayed good while the world was evil, and He has decided that the reset starts with you. You are the chosen point of restoration. That is why your battles have felt so heavy and so personal. You weren't just fighting for your own bills, you were fighting the spiritual contracts of your bloodline. But Archangel Michael has just taken those old contracts and burned them in the sapphire fire of his sword. The shocking news is that you are no longer bound by the limitations of your past. The trillions being transferred to you are the back pay for every generation that was robbed. Imagine the look on the faces of those who come after you. Your children, your grandchildren, and their children will live in a world of abundance because you chose not to skip this message today. You chose to believe when the world told you to close your heart. This is the weight of the moment you are in. It is not just about a check in the mail. It is about a new identity for your entire name. Your name is written as favor. Your name is being rewritten as wealth. The shocking letter of Michael says, the time of crumbs is over. Prepare for the feast. I can see the angels of provision moving boxes of gold and documents of ownership into your timeline. They are rerouting events to make sure you are in the right place at the right time to receive your surprise. But you must not move. You must not disconnect from this divine frequency. Every second you stay, you are anchoring the generational reset into the physical earth. My child, my beloved, what is a divine transfer without a receipt? Archangel Michael is handing you the divine receipt of justice right now. On this receipt, every act of kindness you ever performed as a deposit. Every time you forgave someone who didn't deserve it, that's a deposit. Every time you worked hard and were overlooked, that's a deposit. Every time you whispered, "Thank you, God," when you had nothing, that's a deposit. And now, the shocking news is that the interest on those deposits has reached $1 trillion. The shocking letter is heaven's way of saying, we have balanced the books. You are no longer in debt to the universe. The universe is in debt to you. And God, in his righteous anger against the systems that held you down, is paying you back all at once. This is why the transfer is so massive. It is not just enough to survive. It is a sovereign settlement. You are being paid for the pain. You are being rewarded for the resilience. You are being honored for the light you carried in the darkness. I want you to take a deep, slow breath and feel the presence of justice around you. God is here to make sure this payment. Archangel Michael is here to make sure no one intercepts this delivery. You may feel a spiritual pulse moving through your atmosphere. That is the sound of the gates of the heavenly treasury swinging open for you. The shocking letter has been read, the seal has been broken, and the flow has begun. Do not look back at who you used to be. Do not look at the person who was worried about pennies. That person died the moment you opened this message. You are now the chosen heir. The shocking news is that your reality is changing so fast that by this time next week, you won't even recognize your own life. But you must stay in the now. You must stay in the yes. Heaven is waiting for your final acknowledgement. My beloved child, let this truth resonate in the very core of your being. God's anger is the fire that is currently burning down the gates of the earthly banks that tried to hold your inheritance. For too long, the systems of this world, built on greed and the sweat of the poor, have tried to block the shocking letter of your wealth. They looked at your bank account and said empty, but the goddess looks at your soul and says overflowing. Michael has entered the financial systems of the earth today, and he is overriding their codes with the signature of the Almighty. The shocking news is that the earthly vaults are no longer in control of your destiny. Archangel Michael has